A lot of gamers out there messaged me on YouTube as soon as Sony announced that the PlayStation Vita memory cards would be seeing a price cut. Well, I kept saying back that, well, I'm not exactly excited because they haven't announced exactly what the new prices would be. Well, now we know exactly what the new prices are, and they still suck. Dropping the most expensive memory card by 20 bucks is still far away from an ideal price point that would convince me to actually buy the memory card. Right now, as it stands, the 32 gig memory card is priced at basically $80. So I know they're saying $79.99, but still 80 bucks. That is still way overpriced for what the card offers. See, part of the problem, and this is one of the frustrations, is Sony has been offering a lot with the PlayStation Plus. I have a 4 gig memory card in my Vita because it came with a 4 gig memory card. I can only really store one or two games on there, and that's it. You know, there really isn't much you could store in it because these games average between two to 3 gigs a piece. Same thing goes for demos. If you want to try a demo, each game is like 800 plus megabytes. So you really can't store much on these memory cards. And for the price point, this is where it's really a problem. I got a 32 gig USB 3.0 ADATA flash drive for 20 bucks. If not, you can get it less sometimes. I still don't understand what makes this fucking memory card so special that it would warrant an $80 price point. This is part of why the Vita is failing. Is they were advertising that, well, games would be $5 cheaper if you bought the digital version. Well, even if you bought a 32 gig memory card and you were saving $5 on all the games, it would still cost more to buy it digitally than it would to be buying it physically. Because you have to factor in that, well, 32 gigs, they claim holds up to 8 through 16 full PS Vita games. I don't think so. And when you're factoring a $90 price point, you know, divide that by 5, there you go. That's how many games you would have to be able to store on this damn card before it would start paying for itself. So I have to leave it out to you, Sony. Sony, you kind of enticed us with, hey, look, we are aware that the price point isn't where it should be at, but I was expecting better than this. I was expecting a fairer price point. And to price it at, you know, $80, you're still out of your fucking mind if you think gamers are going to fall for that shit. Now, they did lower the 8 gig memory card. I think it's like 20 bucks. Still not good enough for me. As I said, the most I would ever be willing to pay for a 32 gig memory card would be $50. That's the most I would ever consider that worthwhile. And Sony, look, you know, I'm going to have to hold off another year or two until you drop the card again. Now, just think about it this way. 32 gigs is the maximum their cards are at this point. What is a 64 gig memory card going to cost? 200 bucks? I mean, it's a problem. And the Vita isn't going to take off until these damn memory cards that are at a fair price. You know, I believe 16 and 32 should really be the only two cards out there. 16 should be 20 bucks, 32 gigs should be 40 bucks. That's where the price point should be. You know, get rid of the 4 gig, get rid of the 8 gig, you know, that's nothing. You really can't do shit with 4 or 8 gigs of storage. 16 you start to really get there, and 32 is, you know, really where you should be at. But, you know, $48 for 16 gigs and $80 for 32, you're still out of your fucking mind, Sony, if you think that that's a fair price point. So that's exactly what I think on the memory cards. Drop a comment below if you believe I'm correct. If I'm wrong, you know, we can debate on this, but I'm telling you, you can't seriously buy a memory card, 32 gigs, for $80 and still feel like that was a great deal, because it's not. You're only fooling yourself. Take care, guys. Look out for future content.